Hello, this is Gary Burton with Zest Dental Solutions. Today, we're going to review some of the procedures and maybe little tips with working with the root locator system. The first thing we want to do as we go into this is talk about the components that we'll be working with. So here in this kit, there's a kit that's available, or you can get these components individually. But in this particular kit, it's a combo kit where in the kit you get a drill with a stop on it. So here is the drill with the stop. Right here. We'll try to. And then you will also get some guide pins. You'll get also what's known as a spot face drill. So it can help countersink a little bit if you need to. And it flattens out the surface so that the root locator will mate up against the prep site. So here's the root locator. Now the dimensions on this root locator is this area here on it. The actual abutment or locator abutment is right about 2 millimeters on this. The post on this, and this is basically a post and core. This area is right at 6 millimeters on it. And so overall length is right around 8 millimeters. And this is actually just serrated for mechanical retention. It is not a screw. It doesn't screw into place. It will be bonded to place into the root. Shot of that on it. These abutments come in a 0, a 10, and a 20-degree option. Also in the kit, you will get some of the processing kits. And in the processing kit, there is a housing with a black insert in it. So there's the housing with the black processing insert. A O-ring or blockout spacer. It's more like a flat rubber washer. You can stack them on top of each other if you need to block out undercuts. Then you'll get the inserts that go into the housing, the final inserts. You'll get the pink, which is the low retention, the blue, which is a medium retention, and the clear, which is a high retention. You can get these kits. This one here had all 0-degree inserts in it. You can get them where they come mixed with some zeros, 10s, and 20s in there. And again, like I said, you can get these components individually as you need them. Okay. So what we want to do is we will have to have some preparation done to the roots. You can do it in a partially edentulous case or a fully edentulous case. Here, I did some preparation on this tooth. And you want to make sure you have at least 4 millimeters of diameter because the abutment's 4 millimeters in diameter at the base where it sits flush against the root. And then you want ideally for the root to be about 1 millimeter supra-gingival so that the abutment remains above the tissue and the housing will seat over and engage the entire abutment, and you're not getting any interference with tissue causing a problem with the restoration not seating or preventing the restoration from seating on it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and work through this process of drilling out. Now you can see that this root is tapered just a little bit towards the facial on it, or the buccal on it, and we could drill with the long axis of that preparation in this direction, or we could try to flatten it out this way enough to let the flat one seat in there. Ideally, it's a little bit easier to go with the long axis of the tooth. And of course, one of the requirements is going to be that these roots have endo done to them if we're going to do a post and court on it. And probably a better option on this particular root because of the shape and the preparation on it, the way it's facing, might have been a 10 or 20 degree attachment, because we want to get attachments as parallel as possible, and that will help with the longevity of the attachment, the wear factor on it, and also the wear factor on the inserts. If we are off alignment a little bit, we can use extended range inserts on these abutments because they're locators. Once we get on top of them, a locator is a locator. Whether it's a root locator or a Lodi implant with the locator that goes with it, or a typical locator that's put into whatever implant system it might be put into. Now, one thing I will suggest, and of course you don't have to do this, but and I'm just going to use a lab handpiece here to do this on this model, is make a little purchase point with a round burr so that your initial drill doesn't skip around on you. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in here and I'm going to make me a little divot down in there. Keep things, I help keep things centered. And it's a model, so I can blow on it there. And then, as you can see, of course, this has a stop on it. Stop's going to run us down a little bit more than 6 millimeters. So go down. I'm just going to go down easy, pumping it a little bit. I want to get it too rounded out. Get plenty of depth. Make sure it's cleared out. You can shorten these posts on here if it's desired. I would suggest that you have at least 3 millimeters of post for good retention. And then this is the spot face drill. So this will flatten out my preparation area and it will countersink it a little bit. So we don't need to do a whole lot to it. So it's a good mating surface on there for us. Go to it. And then we want to try these in place. If we're doing multiple ones, we want to make sure that, so you can see that fits really nice and flush all the way around on the side. And then we can check our parallelism with the paralleling post. Now this one is sticking out towards the facial a little bit. So that's why I said that on this one, probably ideally, we might have used a 10 degree or a 20 degree to parallel things up a little bit better. But if we had both of these prepped on here and they were both exiting at this same path, then everything would be fine. Even if it's 10 or 20 degrees off, we can use the extended range. Or if it's less than 10 degrees, I would probably use a standard range with an extended range on it. And that way, we could have, that would make sure everything seats down properly. And we got our path of insertion that these inserts will handle. Now, the next thing that we would do is we could take this out and we want to bond this to place into this tooth. And it's actually in there at this point pretty good. Let me see if I can work it out of there. Okay, got it. And I'm going to go ahead and actually bond this to place in this tooth. So I'm going to take use your whatever cement that you like. We have a great cement at Zest. It's called Sim Easy. It works very good. It's a quality cement and it works very well. So I'm going to, you want to make sure that you're getting material all into the undercuts. So I would suggest, I'm not telling you how you have to do it, but I'd suggest getting some cement, working a little bit of it into the undercuts. And deep, fill your void, your preparation and your root almost to the top on it. We want to seat that fully to place and then clean off any excess, of course. We can come back later, clean up the excess as needed. Make sure it's completely seated. A little bit easier done on a model than in the mouth. So I'm going to just take scaler here, clean up a little. And that is now going to set up and be bonded to place. And that is working with a root locator system. So here's a good shot of it. Nice and flush on it all the way around, 360 degrees. We can come back afterwards after everything's set and then clean any excess cement off of there, get that out of the way. And this is a fairly inexpensive and high value type of restoration. Some patients don't want to lose those teeth, or they've got some good roots that they can work with on this, and don't always have to put in implants, and a very, very nice viable option for a partial or a denture, and giving the patient some great retention for that restoration. So thank you very much. Again, my name is Gary Burton. I am a clinical support for Zest Dental Solutions. My direct number or my mobile is 281-704-8443. And if you want to call Zest directly, the number at Zest Dental Solutions is 800-262-2310. That's 800-262-2310. You can have them connect you or transfer you to me on my mobile. Or there are plenty of good tech support people there in-house at Zest that can help you also. And again, thank you very much for your time.